Okay, so we render our rocket scenery inside the view. The couple things when I'm saving the project inside the view, I always like to save as HDR and PSD. And reason why HDR, because Adobe, because the view have a very nice elements. They render much more they can see, and when you put in Adobe Photoshop, they does not bring very well. So what I would like to do is, for example, take Photomatic Pro, and I have this image that is HDR. I save as Rocket HDR. I'm going tone mapping inside here and save it, and you can see in some cases that we can bring some better details to this. So let's go ahead, pop up some contrast, just put on the highlights. And you can see when I do this, we have more of this texture. I'm looking mostly for this texturing kind of those contrast elements. That's what coming up. Okay, so we'll kind of adjusting. We don't necessarily will use all of them, but they will help us to create kind of very nice effect on this. So let's go bring this one. And I'm just looking for overall. Let's go macro smoothing, maybe even down. Don't need highlights on this. Okay, we'll go to apply to this. And when it's applied, I always like to pop up sharpening on this. And when we're done, we'll just go and save this image. You can see it's saved as tone map at TFF. So next, we'll go inside the Photoshop. And here's our original one, and also you notice here's our tone method. Okay, so and tone method is have more kind of texture details, which I want to bring in some pieces. I don't want to bring them all over because I still like this smoky kind of look, but I want on a ground. So for this, I'm going to create mask on this layer, and we'll go to fill up this mask with okay, let's go to Control I. We'll inverse and use it just a brush. Okay, we'll use it brush. We'll use it soft round brush for this, and we're going to use it 10% opacity. Let's go switch to the white color, and I'm going to brush a little bit on this, and you can see right there, kind of masking inside a little bit more of the texturing. So even maybe on the top slightly on the moon. So just add more depth to our image. I don't want to do everywhere, but I just want to add this texture on the sides. Of course, you can go all the way and use the opacity, but this way it's kind of add nice touch to this. Okay, next let's go create some of high pass. I want to increase some sharpness to this, and for this we're going to create new layer from all of this. Control Shift Alt E, and we'll go to, for this one, let's go just to create a smart object out of this. We'll go rename this to high pass. Okay, so next we'll go to filter, other, using high pass. The reason is why, because it's smart object, we can always come back and retweak as we want it. Going to 1, click OK. Right here you can see we have high pass, and we switch this to the overlay mode. So we just add a little bit more of this sharpness. You can see how it's pop up. Let's go create another layer. We'll call this grain, and we'll go fill up this with the 50% gray. Okay, I will just disable for now. We'll come back to this in a second. Before this, I want also apply some little bit color correction, kind of gradient, color gradient to our image. So to do this, we'll go select an edge, and we go select a gradient map. So notice right here that is applied from top to bottom. Okay, and we can change this gradient map. We can select which one you like it. So actually for me this one will work very well, so I can modify this. Let's go actually select this just slightly down, and this way you can see it's kind of pop up some colors for us. We'll go to select the color mode instead saturation. So this way we'll just effect on the colors and not so much on this. So I'll bring just a little bit up because I want slightly warmer for this. Okay, but also next I want gradient from top to bottom, and that one will go to inside the gradient usual. Okay, we'll go select as well, which work very well in this case. Okay, I want to go 90, so blue on the bottom, this on top. Okay, I think this worked good. Click OK, and we'll switch this to the, let's go look on overlay mode or soft one. So overlay, it will be stronger because it has higher contrast. Okay, and we can always go to soft light. Oops. Okay, let's go select again gradient fill. Okay, hard lights will be soft light, or we can go inside just colors, and on this case you can see we can work with just a fill with colors. Okay, so I want to preserve some of this coloring, so I will apply just little bit on this one and a bit warmer right here. Okay, on the warmer one I'm not necessarily happy about covering some of these elements, so I'm going to mask, add right on the back, same on gradients right here a little bit, so I will go bring saturation to this. Okay, next applying some of the colors, so we'll go to the curve, and the curves I'm switching to the color, and we'll go pair channels, so we'll go blue, pop up blue and take it down. So this way I'm just replicating kind of like old photos, creating in some ways. So we'll go right there. At this point we can add grain, so let's re-enable, and I'm going to filter noise and add noise. So add noise, we're going with a little bit color. Because of image I want to bring a little bit more visible for us, and which will be uniform color, so we'll go click OK and set this to the soft light. So you can see just add some of this grain to us, just kind of interesting look, more like older print or photos right there. Okay, next let's pop up even more. Control Shift Alt Command Option Shift E. We'll take all these layers and create one new one. We'll go Image, Adjustment, Black and White. Just pop up some of those colors out. Okay, we'll go Image again, Adjustment, and we'll go to Shadow Highlights. Take all the way amount 100%. If you note on this, you probably see this basic. You want to click and extend to more of them. We'll take radius to maybe about 11 on both of them pixels. And now we can play a little bit with this to add some shadows in some areas. And maybe some highlights. Okay, let's go ahead, click OK. And set this as a soft light. So again, if it's too strong, more work as pasteurize, we can reduce it. Around right there. Okay, and other things, again, I would like to add sharpness to this. Reason is create a very much look like print or some other effect. So we'll go to again, new layer. Okay, and this one will be shadow highlights. Sharpness on this one, and we go to filter, sharpen, unsharp mask, And we can pop up this almost to ridiculous illustration level. Okay, we don't need this high, 1 pixels probably. And we can go on this high, but maybe around right there. Okay, let's go try to set different modes, see how it will come up. So you can see it's add a little bit more contrast. But with contrast, we start losing some of those haze. Okay, overlay mode. We have luminosity or saturation mode, but probably just go to normal mode and reduce a little bit opacity on this one, just slightly. Okay, let's go create vignetting. We do this with the curves, take curves all the way down, masking just a little bit off the corners. Okay, fill this with a white color. So we can go to black, edit, fill. Okay, foreground color. And we'll go to mask and just feathering kind of in, almost like creating all the frame, and switch to soft light. Okay, so right here you can see it just created a little bit nicer look framing to our scenery. So almost like old some 50s whatever illustrations, sci-fi, it's what it was trying to do with nice coloring on a cliff. And so right here we create our image. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio, and please remember visit us on our web is www.geekatplay.com.